Terry, since Jimmy's not here, I need you to give me your best Jimmy Johnson impersonation. How about them Cowboys?
How about them Cowboys?
There we go.
Thank you very much.
That's good.
Now give me a 2, 4, 6, 8. Who do you appreciate cheer?
2, 4, 6, 8. Who do we appreciate?
What is going on? What?
That's my
He was a
cheerleading thing.
coach.
I was a cheerleading coach. Nobody believes me. I never lie up here, and everybody doubts what I'm doing, especially when I wear
people
something.
doubted the Cowboys, and look at them now.
Look at them now, and you better wake up, because the Cowboys, as I would like to say, they're back.
Thanks for pushing
I
them in
love
that
the
direction.
I love the way they're playing right now. I think when I was talking to Howie earlier, I said, Howie, what is it with Javonte Williams, the running back, and why is he doing so well in Dallas? And he says because of Clayton Adams. He's their their run coordinator, and he studied this guy at Denver. When they got him down in Dallas, he knew exactly how to use him. Don't forget, when Williams was in Denver, he tore his knee up his second year. Third and fourth year, when he came back, he was not that good. So he's got a one-year deal with Dallas, and he's doing outstanding this year, actually having an all-pro year. You look at Pickens, on the other hand, I'm a little concerned about Pickens. He's on a one-year deal, but I'm worried about a guy because this is a guy I don't really trust. I think when C.D. Lamb comes back and Pickens is not the main guy, I think all heck's going to break loose with that guy. He's just, to my way of thinking, he's a guy that's very selfish, like a lot of wide receivers. He got out of Pittsburgh. He's always had problems. So let's see how that works. But I don't think it's going to work very well at all. But Dallas right now, as long as they got Prescott throwing that football, hey, things are all good.
So overall, you believe in the Dallas Cowboys. Michael, you believe in the New England Patriots? They suddenly won 3 or 4, and now they take on New Orleans.
Yeah, I do. I think everything. Yeah, you went a little long.
I'm sorry.
I retained some water weight in that time frame. But yeah, I believe in the Patriots. I believe in Drake May. I mean, young guy has been incredible this year. Second in the AFC in yards passing, only second to Daniel Jones, who's having an outstanding season. Second in the league, in the whole league, in completion percentage, and only to Jared Goff, who's having a great season there with Detroit. So this guy is playing really well. The only thing that's hampered them are turnovers. I mean, let one of the top in turnovers in the league last year. This year, not really off to a better start, so they need to protect the ball. But he's built up a good repertoire, a good relationship with Stephon Diggs. That's showing up on the field. Last 2 games, over 100 yards for Diggs, and also Hunter Henry, the tight end, has been incredible for them. The greatest tight end in the history of the New England Patriots. Sorry about that, Gronk, but if you weren't napping, you probably would have seen it. But I know you're
Wake up, Gronk.
So, but they have a pretty good repertoire on offense. I think that this team is definitely a surprise to me, but I believe in what they're doing.
Howie, what are the Green Bay Packers? They started off 2-0, and they haven't won since. They're all coming off a bye, taking on Cincinnati.
They're a very talented team. They're also a very young team. A couple of special teams plays away and a head-scratching interception versus Cleveland from being 4-0 versus 2-1-1. Special teams have been a big issue. They've got to get that addressed. Offensive line issues. That impacts both the passing game and the running game with Jacobs. Clock management has been an issue. You saw at the end of the Dallas game, it was just mind-boggling that they just didn't seem to be on the same page or understood the significance of the moment. Detroit is coming. They beat Detroit in the opener. That's great. It's an amazing win, and it sets the tone for who they want to be. But if they want to get back to the point where they can compete again with a Detroit team that is keeping checks or receipts, whatever the term is, they're doing it. And then Flacco, they see Flacco second time in 3 games. He's immobile behind an offensive line that can't protect, but he can still throw the ball, and they have 2 great receivers. Be wary of that.
Cincinnati's lost 3 in a row since their 2-0 start. As you mentioned, they traded for Joe Flacco on Tuesday. Jay Glazer, the question is, how did they actually get Flacco?
Well, they called around everywhere in the NFL looking for a quarterback and couldn't find someone outside the division, turned inside the division, got Joe Flacco. And again, just 5 days ago, I asked Zach Taylor yesterday, so how much you're going to have to pare back the game plan? He said he actually knew more of the terminology than I would have thought. We can't get too fancy kind of doing motions and formations, but as Howie said, those 2 receivers are so excited about this. But the other interesting thing, that was one of 3 trades this past week. The trade deadline is 3.5 weeks away. Usually teams call about 10 days before. I've had several GMs the last couple of days tell me we're actually going to start burning up the phone lines earlier this year. In fact, as early as next week to see if we can get some trades going.
Something to keep your eye on.